Why is it that one man can become an obsession, a ghost that haunts a woman's thoughts day and night, while you are forgotten before the steam fades from her coffee cup? The difference isn't your looks, it's not your bank account. It is a fundamental misunderstanding of power, a truth Machiavelli knew 500 years ago. True conquest happens in the mind, not in the heart. Today, I am giving you the keys to that kingdom. These are not seduction tips. This is mental engineering. These are the 7 laws for creating a silent, gnawing obsession, an unconscious need for her to think of you. The man who masters female psychology doesn't just play the game, he becomes the board, the pieces, and the player. That mental dominance I spoke of is not an accident, it's a strategy, and it begins in the first 30 seconds, a window of opportunity that 99% of men squander. If you believe this knowledge is your right, a tool you are ready to wield, then prove your commitment. Like this video as an act of allegiance, subscribe, and in the comments, tell me the city you're watching from. I want to see the map of our new empire. Know this, I am saving the most dangerous law for last. It is the master key that locks all the others into place. Let's establish the core principle, the foundation upon which your new reality will be built. We will call it the predator-prey dynamic of desire. The common man, the nice guy, operates like prey. He is reactive. He seeks approval. He broadcasts his intentions and his availability, making himself an easy meal to be consumed and discarded. He is safe, predictable, and therefore utterly devoid of value. The strategic man, the man of power, operates as the predator. He is proactive. He dictates the terms of engagement. His movements are calculated, his intentions are veiled, and his presence is a reward, not a given. Nature does not reward the docile sheep. It rewards the patient wolf. Your niceness is not a virtue. It is a declaration of weakness, and it is the very thing that guarantees her contempt. We begin the countdown. Law number 7, the anchoring of the senses. Your first impression is not a conversation. It is a coordinated assault on her entire nervous system. Most men think only visually. The strategic man understands that memory is forged in scent, touch, and sound. That perfectly tailored jacket isn't about vanity. It's psychological warfare. It claims physical space and signals precision. But the secret weapon is your scent, a specific high-quality cologne applied to the pulse points, not bathed in it, but a subtle trace. This is called olfactory anchoring. She will associate that precise scent with you and only you. When she smells it on a stranger in a crowd weeks later, her subconscious will fire and an image of you will flood her mind, uninvited. Her brain won't know why, but you will. This works because the olfactory bulb has a direct line to the amygdala and hippocampus, the brain centers for emotion and memory. You are bypassing her conscious thought and implanting yourself directly into her emotional hardware. Your handshake is firm, not crushing. It communicates controlled strength. Your eye contact is unwavering, not creepy. It signals that you are unafraid. The common mistake is to overdo it. The loud shirt, the overpowering cologne, the bone-crushing handshake. That isn't dominance, it's insecurity. The desired outcome is not for her to think he's trying hard. It is for her to walk away with a lingering, visceral memory of you, a sensory echo she can't quite place, but also can't shake. Law number 6, the doctrine of the incomplete narrative. The human brain is a machine that despises open loops. It is biologically wired to seek closure. You will exploit this. When you tell a story, any story, about your childhood, a recent trip, a challenge at work, you will never finish it. You will share 80%, and then, at the peak of her curiosity, you will stop. You'll say, And that's when things got really interesting. But hey, that's a story for another time. Then, you change the subject completely. This creates what psychologists call the Zeigarnik effect. The brain remains fixated on the unfinished task. She will be forced to think about you. She will run scenarios in her head, trying to guess the ending. You are not just a man she met, you are a riddle she must solve. You are occupying real estate in her mind, rent-free. The amateur's mistake is to spill everything, to vomit his life story in the first hour, believing that opening up creates connection. It doesn't. It creates boredom. The desired outcome is for her to leave the interaction feeling a magnetic pull, a frustrating but addictive need to see you again, not for your company, but to satisfy the cliffhanger you surgically implanted in her mind. Law number 5, the roller coaster of emotional spikes. A woman doesn't fall for a man, she falls for the way she feels when she is with him. Most men provide a flatline experience, pleasant, nice, predictable. A flat line signifies death. You must become the architect of an emotional roller coaster. This means alternating, without a predictable pattern, between intense validation and playful disqualification. One moment you listen with piercing focus, making her feel like the only person in the universe. The next, you tease her playfully. "You're a little bit of a nerd about this stuff, aren't you? I kind of like it." This works by creating emotional turbulence. The peaks of validation feel higher because they are contrasted with the troughs of playful challenge. It's the core mechanic of addiction. Think of a slot machine. It doesn't pay out every time. It pays out intermittently. That unpredictability is what keeps people pulling the lever. Your attention, your approval, is the jackpot. The common mistake is to be only a challenger, which comes off as arrogant, or only a validator, which comes off as needy. The master calibrates. The desired outcome is a state of intoxicating confusion in her. She will feel a rush with you that she doesn't feel with anyone else. She won't be able to label you, and because she can't label you, she can't dismiss you. Law number 4, the demonstration of higher value. A woman is biologically programmed to seek the strongest, most resourceful man available. You must signal that you are that man without ever saying a word about it. This is not about bragging. Bragging is the fool's gold of status. True power is demonstrated, not declared. When you're out, you don't look at prices on the menu. You speak to the waiter with respect, but also with authority. You talk about your goals and projects not as distant dreams, but as current, active missions. Your phone is not blowing up with trivialities. It is a tool you use with purpose. The psychology here is simple. You are creating a pre-selection narrative. You are behaving like a man who is already chosen by the world, who is already successful and respected. Women are hyper-attuned to social cues. If you project the aura of a king, they will react to you as if you are wearing a crown. The common mistake is to try and buy her affection with expensive gifts or lavish dinners early on. This signals that you believe your money is more valuable than your presence. It is a bribe, and it positions her as the one with the power. The desired outcome is for her to feel that by being with you, she is gaining status. She is entering your world, a world of purpose and abundance, and her association with you elevates her. Now we approach the core of the machine. The next 2 laws are where the game is won or lost. If this is making sense to you, if you feel a shift in your thinking, comment the word clarity below. It lets me know who is truly ready for this level of understanding. Because what I'm about to reveal moves beyond simple interaction and into the realm of behavioral conditioning. Law number 3, the strategic disappearance. This is the law that nice guys fear most because it feels wrong. It feels counterintuitive. And that is precisely why it is so potent. After an amazing interaction, a date where the connection was electric, you must pull away. Not completely, not ghosting, that's for cowards. No, this is a calculated withdrawal. You give her the peak experience, the absolute best of your attention and energy, and then silence. You get busy. You focus on your mission, your work, your gym, your project. You let 24, 48, even 72 hours pass. This works because of a principle called loss aversion. People are more motivated by the fear of losing something than by the desire to gain something. By giving her an intense high and then taking it away, you force her to confront the void of your absence. Her brain will immediately begin to crave the dopamine hit your presence provided. She will question herself. Did I do something wrong? Was he not as interested as I thought? This self-doubt turns her focus inward and then projects it onto you. You become the solution to the anxiety you created. The common mistake is to immediately text after a great date. I had such a great time. This releases all the tension. You kill the mystery. The desired outcome is for her to be the first one to reach out, her text a mixture of casualness and underlying anxiety. You have now reversed the frame. She is chasing you.
Law number 2, the frame of inevitability. You must operate as if her attraction to you is not a question, but a foregone conclusion. This is not arrogance. It is a deep, unshakable belief in your own value that you project into every interaction. You do not ask for permission, you lead. Instead of asking, "Would you like to go out with me sometime?" you state, "We should check out that new exhibit on Thursday. I'll pick you up at 7. It assumes the yes. It positions you as the director of the movie, not an actor auditioning for a part. This is the essence of frame control. The person who sets the frame controls the reality of the interaction. When you ask for permission, you are handing her the frame. When you lead with declarative statements, you are forcing her to exist within your frame. Her only choices are to accept your reality or actively fight against it. And fighting it requires far more energy than simply going along. The common mistake is to use this aggressively or too early. It must be preceded by the other laws. You must first build value and create attraction. Frame control is the capstone, not the foundation. The desired outcome is a subtle but powerful shift in her demeanor. She will become more pliant, more feminine, more receptive, because she is subconsciously recognizing you as the dominant force and feels safe in letting you lead. And now, the final law, the master key, the one that, when applied correctly, makes you unforgettable. It is the most Machiavellian of all because it operates entirely in her mind long after you have gone. Forget everything you think you know about being present. The ultimate power lies in your absence. Law number 1, the implantation of the future self. During your moments of intense connection, you will not only focus on the present, you will strategically plant seeds of a shared future. You do this not by talking about marriage or commitment, that's amateur hour. You do it with subtle, throwaway lines. When she mentions she loves hiking, you don't just say, "Me too." You say, "There's a trail upstate with an incredible view. We'll have to go this fall when the leaves change." You haven't asked her on a date, you have painted a picture in her mind of a future experience with you in it. When she talks about a movie she wants to see, you say, "We'll make sure to get the good seats when it comes out." Here's the brutal genius of this technique. Every time she thinks about hiking in the fall or sees a poster for that movie, she will be forced to think of you. You have attached yourself to her future aspirations and desires. You are no longer just a person, you are a component of her daydreams. Let me tell you about a man who mastered this. He was dating a woman who was a lawyer, incredibly ambitious. During one of their conversations, she mentioned her dream of one day arguing a case before the Supreme Court. Weeks later, after he had employed all the other laws, he sent her a simple package. Inside was a high-quality antique gavel. The note said only this: "For your future office, I'll be in the front row." He didn't speak to her for a week. After that, gavel sat on her desk. It wasn't a gift. It was a permanent anchor, a physical manifestation of a future he had made her believe in. He went from being one of the men she was dating to the only man she could see in her future. He became inevitable. There you have it, the 7 laws, from a sensory assault to the colonization of her future. This knowledge comes with a choice. You can use these weapons for shallow manipulation, or you can use them to become a man of such profound value and strategy that you genuinely deserve to be remembered. The power was never in the techniques themselves. It is in building a mind so formidable that these actions become your natural state of being. The woman worth having doesn't fall for your strategy, she falls for the strategist. If you are ready to stop being a footnote in her story and start being the author, then subscribe. Join the men who choose to dictate terms, not accept them. This is only the beginning. The video YouTube is recommending to you next is the next step in your re-education. Click it. Continue your ascent. The world does not reward the man who waits for permission. It rewards the man who takes it.